We as viewers watch anime for different reasons. Some watch it because of the crazy emotional moments. Others watch it because of the analytical fights that can happen only in anime. And some watch it for the epic one-sided slaughters that you always know the outcome to. But it's just so satisfying to watch. And there's one anime that does this better than all the others. Hello and welcome to Fanatic Anime Tube, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 most epic One Punch Man moments. As always, before we continue, if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure to do so, as we release top 10 anime videos just like this one, all the time. So don't miss out on your favorite topic, just like Saitama missed bargain day at the supermarket at number 6. And now, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Number 10. Saitama vs. Speedo Sound Sonic. At number 10, we have the Speedo Sound Sonic and his interactions with Saitama. There are only a handful of people in the whole show that seem to match Saitama in anything, and the purple-black ninja is definitely one of them. Of course, it only seems that way as Saitama quickly shows him how superior he is and leaves him eager to train up and fight again. However, since comparing people with Saitama isn't really fair in this universe, you have to acknowledge that Sonic never actually lost a single fight, and you just can't deny the guy's speed. And last, but not least, he probably took Saitama's cruelest punch and lived, and that's something you can't say about any other character. Number 9. The Monster Association. At number 9, we have the introduction of the Monster Association, as the martial arts tournament is held during an organized monster attack on the whole city. The attack eventually reaches the fighting tournament, and it turns out the monsters aren't just blindly attacking, but are recruiting strong fighters to become monsters and join their ranks. The association dishes out some monster cells that will transform you. If you eat them, the Monster Association gives everyone two options: live as a monster, or don't live at all. This leads to some epic fights between the people who actually choose to become monsters, and those who decide to fight for their freedom. And Suiryu, as well as some of the lower class heroes, all have amazing moments in this exchange. Not to mention Goketsu is hellishly scary, but we'll get to him in another entry. All in all, the reveal that there's a whole organization made up of intelligent monsters that are all crazy strong is a good introduction of the series' future antagonist and gives it a good enough reason to be on this list. Number 8. Garou attacks Saitama. Cutting back to a bit earlier in the story, at number 8 we have Garou making the mistake of attacking Saitama. Can we just acknowledge that Saitama beat the hero hunter twice, and Garou doesn't even remember it? I'm sorry, it's just really funny. But anyway, our favorite hero for fun decided that he'll enter the martial arts tournament in Chiranko's place, but Chiranko has hair, and, well, Saitama doesn't. So in order to pretend he's Chiranko, our bald-headed friend went shopping for a wig that resembles his hair. While he's looking around, Garou sees him, and he's immediately skeptical, as he's been attacked by heroes left and right. He decides that whoever he is, he'll attack first and lands a karate chop on Saitama, who gets frustrated thinking it's a burglar and karate chops him back. This leads to one of the best-looking scared faces of all time, with Garou sweating upwards. If Saitama can make you sweat upwards, you know not to mess with him. Of course, it all ends in a second, we all continue with our days, but the moment was quite epic, as we didn't really know where Garou stood at this time, defeating hero after hero, but never someone as crazy as strong as Saitama. Well, now we know. Number 7. King Engine. Coming up at number 7, we have the reveal of what kind of hero King truly is. Being Class S rank 7 isn't a small feat, as we know how hard it is to get into the S-Class in the first place. But King not only managed to get into S-Class, he's also feared by some of his fellow heroes. Whenever he shows up, everyone immediately feels relief, as any monster is doomed. He's called the strongest hero, has a cool scar, long blonde hair, and last but not least, the King's Engine. This special drum-like sound is said only to be heard when King's getting serious. The legend is that no monster made it out alive after hearing this sound. All in all, he's a total badass that no one ever messes with, and most monsters simply run away. But when he's put in front of a robot with no fear and emotions, we see his true colors. It turns out he's just a regular gamer who happens to look badass, and the King's Engine is just his heart beating really hard because he's scared. King is a legendary anime character, and this reveal truly shocked most readers, but in the best way. Also, the fact that he's ranked 7, and this is the 7th spot on the list, is a total coincidence, but it's pretty cool. Just wanted to point that out. Number 6. Saitama's training. At number 6, we have easily one of the most memorable moments in One Punch Man. The moment Saitama finally reveals the secret behind his power, after knocking out Carnage Kabuto, who was supposed to be the ultimate life form. The scientist who created him can't help but ask how Hiro, for fun, got so strong. Saitama sees this as an opportunity to educate Genos, as he's also there, and decides to share. At that moment, with the most serious look on his face, Saitama says, This is the moment where all the jaws dropped, all the laughs and tears came out, and the world was no longer the same. If you check how many real-life fitness coaches analyze this workout on YouTube, you'll know that it's just iconic. Just don't try this at home. Number 5. Goketsu defeated. As we said in number 9, one of the scariest monsters in One Punch Man was Goketsu, a former martial artist that turned into a monster and became this ugly. If that wasn't enough, he was crazy strong. Suiryu was beating monsters left and right, but Goketsu dealt with him like he was a piece of chicken. The anime did a brilliant job of making you wonder, will Saitama even be able to defeat him? Once he was gone, Saitama came to Suiryu to help and defeat a monster far weaker than Goketsu. When he said he was going after him, even Suiryu, who had fought the strongest heroes and knew how powerful he was, still feared for his life. When Saitama left anyway, a few moments later we saw Goketsu's head fall next to Suiryu, showing the complete and absolute strength of Saitama. This moment was more than epic, as one of the first villains to scare us in a long time was defeated off-screen, showing the insignificance of all fear once Saitama is around. Truly a masterpiece of a moment. Number 4. Saitama vs. Genos. At number 4, we have another one of the most memorable, epic moments in the series. The moment Saitama and Genos had a friendly sparring. To be honest, seeing Genos go all out in a fight isn't really engaging and satisfying, as he's incredibly strong even though he doesn't win that many fights. But the truly epic moment here was when he was pushed and pushed for his master to go all out, and at one point, he got exactly what he asked for. The fight was brilliantly done as Genos dished out everything he had, and we saw just how strong he actually is, before Saitama ruined it and showed us just how strong he actually is. Everything from the animation to the scene writing is incredible, and this still stands as one of the best moments in all of anime. Number 3. Garou vs. everyone. Opening up to top 3, we have Garou fighting literally everyone. This moment makes Garou one of the best villains to ever be written, as you just can't help but root for him. After being exhausted from fighting a few S-class heroes one after the other, Garou decided to go back to his hideout to lick his wounds. But unfortunately for him, he got ambushed by 8 heroes looking for fame by beating him. Keep in mind, he was already injured and they were prepared with a special formation to fight them. He magically manages to defeat them, but is so beaten up that the only thing he can think of is water and sleep. This is when Genos shows up, and at that moment you can feel torn between rooting for one of the main characters or the villain, which is truly masterful writing. He then fights both Genos and his former master Bang, both S-class heroes. But in his state, there's nothing he can really do until the Monster Association saves him against his will. This is a truly insane moment and just shows how much of a masterpiece One Punch Man truly is. Number 2. Moment Rider vs. DC King. There's no beating around the bush. This moment is one of the most inspiring and motivating scenes in all of anime. After the Deep Sea King defeated multiple A-class heroes, as well as 2 S-class heroes, you'd think the only hope would be for either S-class heroes to gang up on him, or for Saitama to show up. But as we're waiting just for that to happen, the monster keeps terrorizing innocent people. Just as he's about to hurt a small family, however, Moment Rider shows up. Not in this class. Not even an A or B class hero. A C class hero with a bicycle as his superpower. Against the monster that defeated a cyborg as well as a bunch of insane martial artists. Of course, Momen Rider was clearly outmatched, but he kept on coming back, fighting, and showing that in a fight, guts are what matters. Just long enough until Saitama came to save the day. I've yet to meet a person who watched this episode and hasn't been inspired. One Punch Man is just so great, it's a crime. Before we reveal our top pick, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as it helps the channel tremendously. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the subscribe button as well. Quickly, before Saitama shows up and gets angry. With that said, let's reveal the most epic One Punch Man moment. Number 1. Serious Punch. At number 1, we have the biggest punch in all of anime, the Serious Punch. Throughout the fight with Boros, Saitama displayed many techniques, like the consecutive normal punches. The fight even took to the moon at one point. But there's still no doubt that the best moment of all was when he decided to get serious and deliver the finishing blow. Just the sheer excitement when you hear him say the words, Serious Punch, and the actual punch itself basically splitting the sea in half and the planet in two, shows the pure strength that Saitama has that no monster could ever hope to match. Since the day this moment happened, it's still regarded as one of the most iconic series in anime. And there you have it, Fanatic Tubers. The top 10 most epic One Punch Man moments. Now obviously, One Punch Man is the kind of story where there are a lot more memorable moments than just 10. So if we missed any of your favorite moments, make sure to comment them down below so we all know what you think are the best moments. With that said, we'll be wishing you an epic rest of the day, and until next time, Fanatic Tubers.